So there's several different characteristics of a network. Speed being a big importance of that, and of course the speed is also relative to the location. Speed at the corporate headquarters is certainly going to be quite a bit different than speed expected from a mobile user somewhere logging in via a hotel. So it's all going to be relative to the location that you're at, and certainly based on the cost, and that's the next characteristic, will certainly impact the speed. So how much money you want to spend, usually you spend more, you get a faster network up into the the maximum amount you could spend based on the current technology we have available. The next thing, of course, would be security. A big push for security over the last 10 years. I go back to the days when we felt like we were really learning this stuff from the ground up, and security wasn't necessarily as big of a concern. We're more concerned with interconnecting all of our networks and making sure we could communicate. And then later came the aspect of, we really shouldn't allow everybody to connect with everything, and security as of, the last several years became a very, very big important part of our overall network characteristics. Next would be availability, scalability, and reliability. Now, availability means that a network is available to the users. Really, we talk about the 5 nines of reliability, which is 99.999% uptime. That means that the network is reliable and is available for the users to use. So those two terms can be used, somewhat interchangeably. The difference here is reliability means that from the user perspective, the network is always there. It's always up. We may have outages within the network that allow the network to still remain available to the user because we have redundancy built in to the network. The scalability part comes in from a standpoint of as we start growing or contracting our network, we need to be able to deploy services within the network without disrupting existing infrastructure. So the ability to come in and take a look at it and add more pieces to it and grow and be scalable for the type of network we're building is certainly a big importance. We don't want to go through the process of doing a forklift upgrade where we go in and say, oh, look, we got the network running right now, but we got to completely replace everything to build it to the point where we want to use it in 2 months. And that's also a big part of the topology, making sure we've designed the topology in such a way that we can support all of these different things is a big importance in our overall structure of our network. So let's also discuss on how we're going to connect to the internet. Now there's several different technologies that can connect us from our networks to the World Wide Web. But in the case of certain networks, we might be using technologies such as DSL or cable. So for our small office or medium-sized office, we might be using something like DSL, where we have a DSL modem connecting us off to a carrier and then eventually towards the internet. A home network might be utilizing technologies such as cable, as well as our large campus network might have a different take on things depending on how much data we have to send. We might be using some form of serial ATM or other types of connections to connect us to the internet. So we do have several different technologies that might enable us to connect to the internet itself.